What's going on, people? Hope everybody's having a blessed day. And with that being said, today we're gonna get into this topic in regards to my neighborhood friends getting arrested for murder and attempted murder. Now, the news article states that Matthew Reese and Albert Hernandez got arrested for 2 homicides and 2 attempted homicides. They were juveniles at the time they got arrested, and when they got arrested, I was already sentenced to go to CYA. And so when they came in, you know, I was they're my neighborhood friends, and I encountered them and I told them, hey, what's going on, bro? Like, what are you here for? So on and so forth. They tell me, oh, we're here for, for smacking 2 scraps. And I'm like, oh, okay, So I looked up to them. I'm like, God damn, bro, the homies from the hood. That's right, G. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just kill these fools, like, that's the mentality that one has growing up, And you look up to individuals like that due to the fact that they already killed someone. So it's something interesting. It's something that you want to know and you want to obviously get the scoop on, and you want to encounter with and be with them, right? But before the homies came back in, Matthew, he was already doing time for a burglary. He got out for a couple days, maybe a week or 2, and when he was out, he caught this double murder and 2 attempted murders. So I'm gonna show you guys a little clip in regards to the news, what it said and how they got arrested and the verdict that they found on them.
Beginning tonight on the Crime Watch, and we have new developments in the case of 2 Salinas teenagers accused of murdering a 14 and 15-year-old. This morning, prosecutors said they will try those teens, Matt Ruiz and Albert Hernandez, as adults. The pair made their first court appearance this afternoon and pleaded not guilty to all of the charges.
Say these 2 teenagers put an end to that dream. Matthew Ruiz standing on the right. Next to him is Albert Hernandez, both 17 years old, both being tried as adults. Prosecutors say it was a gang hit, a planned execution of 4 teens, but 2 survived.
Albert Hernandez and Matthew Ruiz found guilty of murder and attempted murder, lying in wait, premeditation, and additional gun charges with gang enhancements. The 14-year-olds were killed. A 3rd boy survived despite being shot in the head, and a 4th boy was paralyzed from his wounds. Salinas police said these were execution-style murders, and they were highly calculated and planned out. Each murder and attempted murder charge can mean 25 to 100 years of prison time.
They come in, I know them. We used to play football in juvenile hall together, because they were in and out of juvenile hall, both of them. And so I'm chopping it up with them and I'm talking to them. We go out to day room. They take us to yard and we get to talking. I'm going to tell you guys about what Matthew Reese told me himself of what happened. And this is his story. I'm just elaborating what he said and how he said it, right? He could have changed things to kind of, misguide people, or he could have said the truth. I don't know what was going through his mind at the time, because mind you, this is when he first got arrested. And he's telling us the story. He told me and a few other individuals, right? So I'm going to say the story that he told me. Now, he's already convicted of it. He got sentenced for 400 plus some years. And more than likely, there's a chance that he will never make it home. I don't wish that upon him. But hopefully one day he comes home, and may God help him, help his family, because he left a little girl out here too. So may God bless her, and may they find peace with one another, and hopefully, he makes it home like I mentioned. But with that, let me get into it. He gets arrested. We're in the day room in Salinas Juvenile Hall. We're talking, and I get to ask him, hey, what's up? Cause he's already knowing, like, oh, well, he's going to YA. He's about to leave in a week or so. And he's my neighborhood friend, like I mentioned, we used to play football, handball, we even got in a little 2-on-2 in juvenile hall with the South Side talking, right? And he tells me exactly his words. The 2 homies come in. I'm in the same dorm. This is when I'm already sentenced to go to CYA. I'm already waiting for about 90 days to get picked up, to get transferred to go to YA. The homies come in, and they're older than me, right? And so he said that on the day of the crime, when it happened, him and the other homie, they went out with intentions of catching someone slipping. Now, they were out looking for a couple hours. They didn't find anybody. They were out on foot because they're juveniles. They don't have a car. You get what I'm saying? Not only that, if they do have access to a car, they don't want to burn that car up and maybe didn't identify and somebody linking them to that car, and get arrested. So they were up on game somewhat. he said that they were walking, and when they were walking, they couldn't find anybody. So their session was done. They're walking back home, and during this time, they stopped at the neighborhood market to grab a chip and some soda and a snack, right? So when they walk up in there, it's both of them. They walk up in there, they're not thinking that we're gonna down the street, we're gonna catch some Southsiders and kill them, right? So they're minding their own business. Juveniles walking in there, to get a soda, get some snacks, get some chips. They buy a soda and a bag of chips. They walk out. Both of them are sharing the soda and the chips back and forth to each other. And as they're walking, they see a car that's parked in Central Park. Matt tells the other homie, hey, fool, look, those look like Southsiders. I'm going to hit them up. So when he tells them, I'm going to hit them up, he tells them, go in front of me and go keep watch down the street. Make sure that there's no cops. And you know what I'm saying? Keep guard, keep posted. So Matt, he's already dressed in all blue, right? Because he was going into the Southside neighborhoods pretending like he's a Southsider. And so they won't confuse him. So when he approaches them, he looks friendly, and they don't think nothing of it and welcome him in like this individuals did. So he's dressed in all blue, walks up to the car, and he tells them, hey, what's up, Pese? Where you guys from? Now the individuals that are in the car responded, oh, what's up? This is Sur 13. Where you from? And then he tells them, I'm from Watson, homie. Sur 13. What's up? And then they're like, oh, shit, we're Southsiders too, bro, And then he tells them, oh, that's right. What are you guys doing? And then they respond, oh, we're hunting for some busters. And he tells them, oh, shit, me too, bro, me too. Let me in, let me ride with you guys. They're like, all right, yeah, for sure, bro, get in the car. So it's the 2 passenger dudes and then 2 in the back seat. So he gets in through the side door in the back passenger seat. And the dude that was in that side, he scoots to the middle. When he scoots to the middle, the homie gets in and he shakes hands with them. Now, he goes in there bravely, bro. This individual had the guts to go inside the car with Southsiders, shake their hands, look at them in their eyes, and have a conversation before he kills them. Now, let's talk about that. He walks up in there, shakes everybody's hand, tell them, oh, yeah, what's your name? My name is so-and-so, and he gives them a fake name. So he tells them, hey, you guys have a gun? Then the one in the front says, hell yeah, we got a gun, look. And then he tells them, oh, I got one too, bro. So like, oh, let me see your gun. And they're like, okay, and then this dude in the front gives him the gun. When he gives him the gun, he takes out the clip. He said it was either a 9 or a 40, right? Takes out the clip and keeps the clip and then gives it to the other Southsider. But he has gloves all along. And mind you, when he walked inside the car, he still had the soda and the bag of chips with him. He laid it on the side and starts communicating with them and starts exchanging guns. So when he exchanged the gun, they give it to him. He's going through it. He unloads it, keeps the clip with the bullets, and hands it off to the other Southsider. When the other Southsider from the front asks him, hey, let me see your gun. He had a .357 Magnum. He pulls it out, and when he goes to go pull it out, he just, the way he looked at me in his eyes, bro, it gave me the chills. He said he just looked at him and pulled out the gun with the .357 straight to the head. Boom! Out. Turned around to the next. Boom! And then when he turned back around to the dudes that were here by the side, the first reaction was to cover up and try to run away. So when they try to run away, he turns around and boom! Hits him. He said that when he shot him, bro, like there was brain splatter going all over him. Like all the blood was coming into him. This is a compact car. So it's a small little car, right? And all these shots are firing off and all this blood is going into him. Boom! And then the other one, he reaches over. This dude's already dead. He reaches over, and when he reaches over, he hits him. Boom! By then, one of the other Southsiders in the front, he moved. And when he moved, he got grazed in the back of the head, and then the homie still shot him again. Boom! That was one of the ones that survived. Now, 2 individuals died at the time on the scene, and 2 of them, one of them stayed a vegetable, and the other one, I believe, to my recollection, the other one passed away later on. So during the trial, they go in court for 2 murders and 2 attempted murders. And after the trial, they got sentenced and everything. One of the other victims passed away. Now, I'm not trying to glorify it. I'm just shedding light into it and as to what happened. And I send my condolences out to every single family out there, because even the perpetrators and the victim's family, because they're all going through hardships, you know, and may God forgive them, may God bless them and help them in all their journeys through all of them. That happens, the homie starts, you know, like his heart pumping, adrenaline. He only has about 5 to 6 shots. He said he ran out of shots, and now he would have finished every single one of them, bro. And he just looking at me and telling me, yeah, bro, you know, I fucking killed them all. Boom, boom, boom. You know, and the way he's saying it, like fucking scraps, you know, like he was on a vengeance, bro. Like he was raised and taught, you know, like F these individuals, like F them, you know, like they're trash. You got to get rid of them, you know, and that's how we're indoctrinating, bro. Like that's how they raise us up. You get what I'm saying? Like they're telling us we got to make sure that we get rid of them. Like they're trash. They're no good. They're oppressing our people. You know, they feed all these poison lies to us, you know, and to get us to do certain things like the homies did. The homie leaves, but without him knowing, he left a bag of chips and a bag of soda there. Other homies in the front keeping guard. So he gets out of the car, they start running, he meets up with them, and he tells them, hey, I just killed him, take off. They take off running. The homie takes off his sweater, throws it, you know, takes off running, and then goes and gets rid of the gun. They do their thing for the full day, you know, they're celebrating, they're panicking, they're making sure, watching the news, that they don't get caught. Well, all along, the cops are doing their investigation, doing a thorough search, they block every street, they start searching for a lot of things. They ended up finding the sweater. They find the sweater with the gun print and DNA. Bag of chips, they see a soda. They look into that. They go to the nearest neighborhood store and they find clips, and there, sure enough, they see the two homies walking into the store 5 to 10 minutes before that crime happened. So they start looking into them. They start looking into it. You know, this is a high priority case due to the fact that 4 people got shot, and out of those 4 people, 2 of them died on the scene. So this is a high priority case. They're looking into it really good. While all along, the homies are not knowing that they already got a lead to them. The homies are celebrating, going out partying. The next day, the homie Matt, you know, he goes to the hood, tells the homie, hey, I just earned my bones. I killed these homies. What's up? I need the hood on me. He gets a big ass Sam 500 on him. All along, they already got investigators trailing them. And so the investigators are following them. They're tapping into their phone records, and they see that these 2 homies are together every single day. They stay on them, they trail them, and like I'll say, like give or take about a week or 2 later, they come with a search warrant. They search the house, they arrest both of the homies, they take them to juvenile hall, and here we are. He's telling me the story as to what happened. And not only that, you know, he also mentioned that when he went to go get his tattoo, that he already knew they were about to get arrested due to the fact that when he'll walk outside to this porch, he'll see different cars stationed there with white people just, you know, watching them. So he knew, like, damn, like, I might get arrested, but at the same time, he's probably like, oh, tripping, or you get what I'm saying? Like, panicking at the same time, you know. It's like, obviously, I would panic too, bro. You know, I just, you know, like, you just killed 2 people. You just tried to kill 4 people. 2 of them died, and 2 of them, you know, at the hospital fighting for their life, you know. So it's like, you're a juvenile, bro. You know, it takes a lot of courage to do something like that, especially being a juvenile, you know, and all the repercussions that you're causing. He did what he did. It happened. And unfortunately, a lot of lives were affected. Even theirs and their family members were affected without them knowing. And they didn't know they were going to get arrested, or else they wouldn't do it. You get what I'm saying? Just to show how dirty the homies could be, bro. The homie Matt lost his life to the system because he was putting in work to earn his stripes for the homies, to elevate his name amongst the cause. And here the homies do him dirty. They remove him twice off the yard, bro, for no reason, all because the homie is young-minded, he's wild, and he's with the business. Now, I'm going to get into one of the stories about how Matt Reese got done dirty. Now, this is a solid individual. He gave his life. He put in everything that he had. He gave it his all. He gave it his all for him to just be done dirty. And this is how homies do you dirty, just so you guys know. During this time, he's fighting his case. He's at Monterey County Jail, and this is during the time where Soulja Boy and Chente get arrested, and they're on a high-power trip. Matt Reese, he's in J-Pod. Mind you, I'm in J-Pod myself, 2012, 11, and 13. And so during that time, I'm back there with the homies too. You know, I'm in J-Pod. I was fighting a case, and while I was fighting a case, I was getting into a lot of trouble with the homies. So they sent me to the back, which the back is J-Pod. And they told me I had to go report to the back, you get my discipline out the way, and to go take some stuff to the back because I was being a knucklehead. And so that happens. I go to the back. I see the two homies, Matt and Albert, again, and I start to talking to them, you know, and they go into trial and all this, whatnot. This is years later that I come across them. And during this time, the homies have K-Pod, J-Pod, and B-Wing. And so K-Pod is like the main line for us, right? Where all the homies go to, except the ones that have murder and attempted murder. And the ones that have murder and attempted murder go to J-Pod. So I was fighting a case in K-Pod, and I got in trouble with the homies. And so I got sent to J-Pod, and that's when I came across Matthew Reese and Albert Hernandez again. And so I was there with them for about 3 months, chopping it all with them, and they're keeping me updated on what's going on in their case. They elaborate to me that they ended up finding the sweater, they ended up raiding the house, they found the gun, and telling me like how everything happened, and again telling me, you know, that how the FBI found them, what they found in the car, the evidence they got against them. And the homies all along, you know, they're thinking they're going home, bro, but you know, everybody knew you're not going home. During this time, Matthew Reese, he's getting into trouble with the homies. You know, he's spunking the homies, like he's just wild, right? He knows that some homies, you know, they're not with the business, and some homies pretend something that they're not. So he doesn't like that, and he starts spunking the homies, and particularly this homie, he starts punking them, running his cell, and starts smashing on them. Boom, 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 boom. He smashes on them, right? And at this time, Soldier Boy goes back. He gets sent back. He comes in jail. Chente are in the back, and so the homie that he took off on, it's Soldier Boy's cousin. So Soldier Boy pushes a hard line, bro. He starts pushing a hard line and starts pushing paperwork on Matthew Reese. And he hates the homie, right? And so the homie Matt, he's telling him, man, shut the fuck up, Soldier Boy. You're a piece of shit. You were a Northern Rider before you were a homie, bro. Like, you in real, you're already a piece of shit in my eyes, right? So they're funking back and forth. And this is what got him deemed, right? So in J-Pod, the homies only come out once a day for 1 hour, and it's your rec time, right? And you go around the pod and you check up on every homie, and you know, you get to shower, or you know, you get to run errands for the homies, and you know, so on and so forth. So during this time, the homie Reese, he comes out for his hour, and he goes to Soldier Boy's cell. He goes to Soldier Boy's cell and calls him up, right? Because he's already politicking against him and pushing a lot of paperwork. So he calls him, he's like, hey, Soldier Boy, check it out, G. So Soldier Boy comes over to the slot. He's like, hey, what's up? And he fucking spits on him. So Matt spits on Soldier Boy's face. Fucking bitch. And calls him a bitch and takes off, right? So then that was the straw the broke the camel's back, bro. So they go out to yard. They do a POA. The homie Matt gets whacked. They whacked him. They removed him out the yard. This is during the time he already got found guilty. So he's going through it mentally, emotionally. You could just know about how he's feeling, right? Because like your own homies that you risked your life for and you lost your life to, they're politicking against you. You know, they're trying to get you deemed. They're trying to whack you. You get what I'm saying? And you just gave your life up for that. And so he feels some type of way, you know. And so he's like, man, fuck you, bro. You know, but he's not rolling it up. And so he gets whacked, right? They whack him. He goes to the hole. And, you know, the homies get write-ups. He goes to the hole. Like a couple weeks later, they bring him back. You know, they ask Matt, hey, you want to roll up? You want to call it quits? He's like, fuck no, I want to go back. Now, he doesn't want to, you know, he doesn't want to get deemed. He wants to go back, and he wants to, you know, appeal his case. So they give him his due procedure. And when they give him his due procedure, bro, like, going through it, you know, they're allowing him to go back. And he gets stabbed up, you know, he got stabbed in the face, in the back, got beat up. And the homie has heart, bro. So he ends up going back a few weeks later. And this is during the time already where Soldier Boy and Chente, you know, they have Monterey County Jail. So they're whacking any homie for any reason, bro. So they got the power. You know, Soldier Boy campaigned against Matt. And so Matt, he's just a regular homie, you know. So he ends up getting deemed, bro. They deem him. They whack him again. So he gets whacked, bro. Boom, boom, boom. Gets whacked. And during this time, I ended up in prison, right? And when I was in prison, Matt and Albert show up. And so the homie doesn't want to hang up his gloves yet. He doesn't want to call it quits. And when he gets picked up for prison, he's in the hole, but he's pleading his case, right? And when he gets picked up, he goes to prison and they send him with the homies. He goes with the homies. He's pleading out his case. And mind you, this is during the time when I told you that I was held up with the homie that had the prison, current state prison at the time. And so he's from the hood. We know Matt. You know, we know what he did for the hood. We know everything that's going on. When he got transferred, his co-defendant got transferred with him at the same time. And his co-defendant brought it one time from Monterey County Jail, stating that he is to be hit full force and to be removed off the yard because he's deemed no good for going against the NF. Now, the homie gets that one time. He shows it to me. I specifically seen that one time. I read it and it says, you know, it came from the NF, from Monterey County Jail, and it's stamped by Chente. So we can't go against that. This is a carnal, mind you. This is their establishment. This is their movement. So we got to obey by all politics and by all rules that they're setting in motion for us. So the homies are like, fuck, bro. He's like, I feel so bad fucking getting the homie hit, bro. So long story short, bro, the homie ends up sending a message to his Cody, which was Albert, to telling Matt, you get what I'm saying? Like, sorry, bro, but if you come out, you're going to get hit. And we were waiting to go to yard to hit him, bro. And luckily, the homie, you know, caught wind of it. He went to medical and didn't return, bro, because he knew he was going to get killed at that yard, bro. A carnal wanted him dead, which was Chente. And the homie gave his life away. He killed individuals for this movement, for this cause. And look how they did him, bro. And he's not the only one that they did like that. There's a lot of homies that did a lot of things for the cause, did a lot of things for NF, did a lot of things for the homies, and they get done dirty, bro. Like, so it's just fucked up, and it's just sad how the homie lost his life and how his own people went against him, yo, you know. So with that being said, I'm gonna cut it short. And you know, for the youth out there, if you're watching this and if you ever want to get into gangs, you know, there's a lot of things that take into place. There's a lot of factors that one don't know about and that they don't tell you about, you know. But at the end of the day, everybody's his own man, and I hope you guys choose to do the right thing, right? And in my point of view, being in a gang, it's not a fun thing, because I encountered and I lived it myself, and I was blessed enough to get a second chance to do the right thing, right? But everybody gets what they got coming at the end of the day. And before I end this video, you know, just so you know, Chente and Soldier Boy, they got deemed and they got removed twice. You got, you know, and Chente ended up removing Soldier Boy, and I'll make a video about that later on. But with that being said, keep tuned.